What's going on, my tactical people? Well, it's been quite a journey. It's Prodigy. I've got maybe 1,000 rounds through this firearm, and this is the third time that the sight and or red dot has come loose. When I first purchased it, I had the original iron sight on there, and after taking it out the first time, that came loose, that mount came loose. So I hand tightened it down. I didn't do anything special, I just hand tightened it down and it seemed fine. Got my RMR plate from Springfield Armory, which is a story in itself. Maybe I'll get into that. And put the red dot on there just how I normally did, except for this time I actually torqued it down to spec and it came loose after a few, 300-400 rounds maybe. I can't tell you exactly when, but it came loose. So I figured, all right, I'll take it apart, clean it, put some blue Loctite on there. I cleaned the plate, I cleaned the bottom of the red dot with rubbing alcohol, did all that good stuff that everybody says to do. I put a couple, little drops of blue Loctite on there. I went out shooting yesterday, put about 257 rounds through it again, and it's loose again. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't see it, but it's loose. If you can see down in there, my markings, the screws are off. And yesterday while I was shooting, I was like, man, something's not right. But I was also test firing my defense rounds, so I thought, all right, well, maybe my red dot's just off. So I adjusted a little bit and seemed to get a little bit better. And it actually looks like there's some Loctite, like thread or something, coming out of that screw. I don't know, I'm gonna have to take it apart and see what's going on. But I did everything Springfield Armory said. Blue Loctite, torqued it down to, I want to say, either 17 or 20 pounds torque. This is the first red dot I've ever had come loose on me. This is also the first red dot I've ever put Loctite on. The screws you get have the little blue stuff on it. No, that might not be Loctite, but it is thread locker. All my other red dots I've put on by hand without torque specification, just snugged it up as best it felt good in my hand, Maybe it's over tightened, but none of them have ever come loose. And I've put in shit through my Glock, I've put in thousands of rounds through, and it's never come loose. And it's a Hollow Sun 407C. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's an AOS problem, AOS being a POS, or if it's this 507 comp. But I'm gonna have to go through it, look at the screws that I also got with the Hollow Sun optic and see what's going on. But I did also get some red Loctite, so we're gonna red Loctite this bad boy down, and hopefully the threads aren't messed up. But yep, I'm gonna clean these up, get some red Loctite on there, torque it back down. Hopefully I don't have this issue again, or else I might have to just get rid of this Prodigy or figure a way out, figure a way to mount this and not have to worry about it coming loose. It's a little ridiculous. But yeah, that RMR footprint is your most common footprint out there. Are you hearing me, Springfield Armory? RMR footprint is your most common footprint. I don't know why you send the doctor footprint with your firearms. No one uses the Hex Dragonfly. There's not a red dot out there really that uses the doctor footprint, except for the Vortex, which you can't find. They don't even use the Dr. footprint anymore, Vortex. They have their own footprint that matches the Delta Point Pro. And so I don't understand why you send the Dr. footprint plate with your Prodigy when everybody mostly uses RMR, you know, Delta Point, whatever. But it definitely isn't the Doctor. So maybe I'll get into that right now. So I purchased this firearm. It came with a plate. I have figured it had the most common footprint plate out there. Come lo and behold, it does. It has the Doctor footprint. Well, there's only like 3 selections that use the Doctor footprint at the time of me buying this firearm. And that was the Hex Dragonfly, which all the reviews say it's a piece of shit. The Vortex Venom or Viper, something that you have to special order. You might find at like a Sportsman's out in BFE, you know, 100 miles or 50 miles away from your home, because nobody out there uses it, so they might still have it from 5-10 years ago. Or the Burris Surefire or Fire something 3, which they don't make anymore as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I could tell, because I couldn't find it anywhere. And guess what? Springfield Armory doesn't even have the Hex Dragonfly in stock. I went to Springfield Armory. I said, screw it, I'll just order the Hex Dragonfly Red Dot. They don't have it in stock. It was out of stock everywhere. Every freaking Red Dot they had was out of stock. And then I started watching their demo videos of all their firearms with the Echelon, the Compact, the Prodigy, and they all had the Vortex XL, or the Vortex ST, or the little personal defense Vortex. The newer Vortexes that don't use the Doctor footprint. They use the Delta Point Pro footprint. So Springfield, I suggest you either don't send your firearm with a plate and allow the customer that purchased it to call you and have you send them out the footprint that they choose to use, or just send the most common footprint out there, which is the RMR. That would make the most sense. One of the two. Quit sending the footprint that nobody uses and nobody wants to use. Nobody wants your Dragonfly Hex. Anyways, I called them, argued with the guy because they wanted $130 for the plate. And I said, I'm not going to pay that. I just paid X amount of dollars for this firearm. Say about, after tax, it was almost 17K roses. Or not 17K, but 1,700 roses. And I was like, I'm not going to pay that. So he bumps me to a manager. The manager, I swear, all she wanted to do was argue with me just to try and get me to pay something. She lowered it from $130 to $80. And I told her, well, I don't feel I should have to pay that. I just paid X amount for this firearm. You guys, like I just said, should either send it with the most common footprint, which is an RMR, or do like Glockado does and allow the customer to contact you and tell you what footprint they want to use. At least that's the impression that I'm under.
Sorry for the inconvenience. My GoPro had gone out and I was unaware at this time. Please forgive me. I'm still learning all this new stuff, but I will continue this video at a later time. Thank you. Y'all stay tactical. Peace.